It's the National Football League on EA Sports, and we've got a showdown in the Sunshine State. It's the Bucks and the Fins, and it's coming up next.
We are about 15 or so miles northwest of world-famous Miami Beach as we are set for football at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens. Coming up, we got a good matchup on tap here, as it'll be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the Miami Dolphins. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. At CD, the Dolphins, they've got some high hopes for 2023. They feel like they've got the pieces to make a run. They need a little bit of health, but they think they can be right there in the AFC East.
And they'll want every game to be a track meet because speed is their calling card. If they're able to sprint out there ahead of people and make them chase, they'll be tough to reel in.
And then for the visiting Bucs, all of a sudden Super Bowl 55 feels like it was a long time ago. Tom Brady retired. Some of the stalwarts of that team have moved on. They did win the NFC South last year, but they did so with a losing record at 8-9.
And sometimes when you have a chance to begin again, other people emerge and play at a level that you don't expect. And that's what Tampa Bay needs from this team in 2023.
Here's the former Illini kicker Chase McLaughlin to get us started. And we are underway from Hard Rock Stadium. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. Now Tua Tagovailoa gets set to lead this Dolphins offense for the first time.
Injuries overshadowed a great season from Tua last season. He led a Miami passing game that was one of the best in the league, and even more importantly, took them to the postseason for the first time in 6 years. That jump they were looking for from him, it absolutely occurred.
Now their 31-year-old running back, Raheem Mostert, 5 yards on the game's first play, second down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Ball on the 27. Here's 2nd and 5. Here's Tua. That's caught. Waddle on the left side. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. They'll give him 4 yards there. And that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard. They'll try and run here with Mostert. Just a gain of a couple, but good enough to keep the drive rolling. Didn't get it by much, but bottom line got the first down. Avoiding that 3 and out. How vital is that on the first drive?
To me, it's like the first round of a boxing match. You know, it may not mean much right then and there, but you'd rather not lose it, right? So you want to go ahead and get it, kind of establish something early, and hope it can carry through.
On first down, they go with Mostert again. Get it across the 35. It'll be 2nd down.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Tua sets up to pass it. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Dolphin first down.
I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. On play action, here's Tua. And he'll get this into the hands of Hill complete. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. So two are making the completion there. What's different about playing a left-handed quarterback like him? And specifically, I guess, what does this defense need to try and take away?
I'll take the first part that you asked about being left-handed. We've got to find out if he can move to his right and still continue to be accurate. So I want to push him in that direction and see if he can get his body squared around and make those throws that he's used to making. The next part is he's a dart thrower. Love those short to intermediate routes first. Sit on those and make him throw the deep one. Not that he's not capable, but you want him to prove it to you first.
Pretty effective run there, and now they can start to smell that end zone.
Pound the rock. Make sure you use your O-line to set the tone of dominance and physicality, and pound the rock.
Second down, here's Mostert again. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
My high school football coach was very fond of saying, you've got to meet force with force. And on a short yardage running play, that's what you're going to encounter. And how about them picking up the first down on that one?
On 1st and 10, it's Mostert. Oh, nifty juke there.
Looks fun for a guy trying to tackle it.
And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds, right at the 3. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. Once again, it's Mostert. Give him 2 yards. That sets him up 1st and goal. You were telling me this yesterday. That's exactly what they want to do on the open drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation we were talking about where one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly, it's a big man's game. And it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Goes caught by Hill. Touchdown Miami. Jalen Waddle there to make the grab. And the Dolphins get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. And the QB rating right now, sky high. 4 for 4 on that opening drive, and it ends with a touchdown pass.
Yeah, I don't know quite how to figure it out. I think I need my friends from MIT to come in and help me. But I think 158.3 is the number one.
Yeah, that's
right. That's the highest you can get. That's where he is. He'd like to continue on that pace.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. So here are the Buccaneers ready to go on offense with a new man at the helm here for 2023 and his 6th season now in the NFL, Baker Mayfield.
The former number 1 overall pick has had his ups and downs in recent seasons, but he finished strong last year and inherits a really good offense in Tampa that should set him up for success.
Now Mayfield and the Bucs come up on 1st and 10 at their own 27. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And that's complete. It's Chris Godwin. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down.
Defense gives up a touchdown on the opening drive. Offense, you got to want to get out there and get those points back right now.
And that's a sharp throw there to get this drive off to a good start. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now a 3rd-round pick a year ago. Here's Rashad White. Now he's loose down the middle of the field. Inside the 10. Touchdown. Tampa Bay. Rashad White. 63 yards. And the Bucs are able to strike back quickly with an opening touchdown of their own.
Well, earlier in the week when they had their scouting report meeting, this was the explosiveness that they talked about trying to contain. They were concerned about it all week. yet he still did it to them. Wonder how that's going to carry over the rest of the game.
Chase McLaughlin on for the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. Taken at the goal line. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. So Miami coming out for their second drive. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, run, pass. Defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a beat on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit, a little play action and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out. They'll start on the ground with Mostert. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2. And it brings up second down. Levante David in on the tackle. These two teams all tied after one. Second quarter from Miami. It's the Dolphins with the football. From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. Off a play action. Tagovailoa. And it falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down.
They certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Slide to a stop. He does have the first down. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
Certainly not a positive sign if you're the D coordinator and you see your guys give up that space so early in the game. 3rd down, that's when the clamps are supposed to come out. But his ability to create things with his legs makes things difficult.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Tua going to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Hill. So the completion good for 6 yards, and it's 2nd down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
On 2nd down, Mostert. And 3 yards there, takes him to the 45.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Tua looking to throw on 3rd and 2. Man, it's Waddle complete. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Couple of Alabama guys there. Tua to Waddle for the Miami first.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. And this is not going to work as planned. He's going to be met and dropped behind the line of scrimmage. Shaquille Barrett there pushing upfield to make the stop. That's the danger, Charles, of running plays like this for your wide receiver. They can hit big or they can be duds.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that, because if they're forced to try and go around defenders behind the line of scrimmage, sometimes you can give yardage in order to gain it. But in this case, they gave yardage and didn't get it back.
Well, this drive, they're 2 for 2 on third down conversions, but they need 7 yards here. Looking to pass. Tua. Shot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
They converted twice on third down that drive already, but couldn't make it a third. We always talk about in-game adjustments. How about what the defense did there, able to shut them down on that attempt?
So on fourth down, here's Jake Bailey to punt for the Dolphins. That one sails out of bounds. The side judge will walk it off. And he says it went out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Nice punt. Tampa Bay, they're getting ready to set up shop here for their second drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step in and assert its will over the other.
Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
First down, here's White. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. Second down, Mayfield. Going for Evans, but that pass is intercepted. Picked up by Eli Apple. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27.
Well, this had trouble written all over from the start. He's got 2 extra defensive backs in the game he's got to deal with during a dime set. So everywhere he's looking, he's seeing a different color jersey. And sure enough, this one winds up being intercepted.
The Dolphins offense now ready to go back out onto the field. And now following that turnover, they've got an opportunity here to try to cash in with good field position before intermission. After the turnover, it's Tua. Flushed out right. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. They'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down.
I certainly like what he did right there, because he smartly wanted to avoid forcing anything downfield because nothing appeared to be open. Nice harmless slide there to avoid the big hit, and he gets a small gain on the play.
They'll run the draw with Mostert. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 43 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
Mostert there with a quality gain, and paired with head coach Mike McDaniel of Miami, had his best season as a pro last year, nearly 900 yards in 16 games. Injuries derailed a couple of seasons for him prior, but he has shown that when healthy, he can chase the 1,000-yard mark.
Throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them at the end zone as the first half winds down.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Now Tua gets this one to Hill. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. The Bucs with an extra defender now in the secondary here on 3rd down. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. Says caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. I know it's an emotional game, Charles. You can't do that.
And when you get into your film sessions and you argue your case with your coaches, that's exactly what they say at the end. You just can't do it. It costs your team.
Sanders now to add the extra point. He's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. So that drive, 4 plays. And it was finished off by a Jalen Waddle touchdown. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. One more drive here for the Buccaneer offense in this first half. And the ball backed way up. So thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
A little under 30 seconds to go. We'll see how they play it here on 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. Who looked to throw. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Mayfield looks to throw. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
And a smart play there. He's probably saying, I wish I would have done that on the last drive instead of throwing the interception.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Now Mayfield. Looking for Godwin, and he's getting them complete. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Mayfield on 3rd and 2. Too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
That's well done defensively. They get the pressure they needed on 3rd down. All the receivers are locked up tight, and they force that quarterback to just throw it away.
4th down, so Jake Camarda is out there. Back deep is Tyreek Hill. Taking it about the 16. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome, everyone, to our brand-new studios here in downtown Orlando and the EA Sports Halftime Report. This has certainly been a fun one to watch so far. We knew this was going to be a battle, but we have not been disappointed. This is the kind of game that could wind up hinging on which side can play mistake-free football the rest of the way.
Okay, Coach. Yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. One touchdown ball game, 14-7 our scores. We get back at it on EA Sports. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line. So bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards. Out come the Buccaneers. They'll have it first to start in the third quarter. But, Charles, we saw a pretty entertaining first half, close ball game. Remember there toward the end of the second quarter, the opposition scored to take the lead. Now we'll see if these guys can get a score of their own to regain that lead.
Yeah, they want to have that type of a response, don't they? Because they want to find a way to take control of this ball game one more time. Gauntlet's been thrown down. They want to see if they're ready to answer it.
It's caught. It's Chris Godwin. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first.
And it's pretty evident that this passing game has been frustrated so far. They haven't really moved the ball the way we might have expected, but this is a good pickup here for the first down.
From up near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another 1st and 10. White, he'll try the left side. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
Opting to run again here with White. And he stopped immediately there. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. The good run on first down followed up by a not so good run on second down.
Now let's find out if they're going to stick with the run here on third down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go with your best running play over your best blocker.
Now whistles here before the snap. Looked like one of the Bucs may have moved. That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. And a manageable third down becomes a lot less manageable. 3rd and 7 after the false start. To throw, Mayfield. The pass is caught by Cade Otton. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
Well, that was a pretty good time for his first catch of the ball game, and it turned into a huge play as well. He's certainly not been a central part of this passing game so far in this one, but he made his presence felt there. A big pickup on third down.
Inside 4 minutes to go, third quarter. Going right side is White. They give him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
Now that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
From the 20, here's 2nd down and 5. They'll go up the middle with White. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 82 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
A quality pickup from White, who really earned more time as the Bucs starter the back half of last season. Finished with close to 400 yards in the Bucs' final 8 games. Positioned himself as the leader in the backfield moving forward.
First down, Mayfield. Well, that one's touchdown, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. Mayfield to throw it. Incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down.
Once you get into the red zone, space is at a premium for receivers to try and operate and shake themselves free. That one's incomplete.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. And that will be incomplete.
The coverage we just saw break out on 3rd down. Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed. Unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
Chase McLaughlin now for the field goal try. This a 31-yard attempt. And his kick is right there. It's good. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So they were facing the deficit coming out of the locker room at intermission, and at least they're able to get the field goal to cut into that deficit.
Yeah, now your offense feels pretty good about itself, right? A little bit more up to speed coming out of the break. You turn to your defense now and say, hey, we got 3 there. We're chipping into the lead. Can you help us out? Hold them. Let's get the ball back for us.
After the made field goal, here's McLaughlin back out there to kick it away. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. So here are the Dolphins now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. To end the Dolphins now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. He'll look to Mostert to start things out. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
Second down, here's Mostert again. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
They'll stay on the ground with Mostert. But he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Okay, he didn't break that one all the way, but you got to know that he feels like he's right on the verge. And that's probably exactly what he's telling them in the huddle right now.
From just shy of midfield, here's 2nd down and 1. Now they'll throw with Tagovailoa. Quick slant, Tyreek Hill. And he'll get it down here to the 43. 2 to Tyreek for the Miami first.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
They couldn't ask for much more to this point in the second half. A gorgeous day, 1-score game. 1st and 10 here. Here's Tua. This will be caught. It's Waddle. 25 yards that time. He's certainly been a huge factor in this one. He's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the first.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him? Double him, triple, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now. Now, meanwhile, a final play here is incomplete, and that's going to take us to the end of the third quarter of play. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Miami. It's Dolphin football. It's also Dolphin lead to begin quarter number 4. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Tua setting up shop to throw again. Over the middle and complete to Waddle. They get 6. That'll leave him with 3rd and 4. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. It's incomplete. So decision time now, because a field goal keeps it a 1-score game. What are you thinking?
Well, I'm looking at the down and distance, and that's where the issue comes in. It's not short enough that it's a no-brainer and you go for it. You have to analyze this one. To me, you take the field goal, take the point. I don't think you want to risk coming away with nothing.
The kick by Sanders is good. And that moves him up by a touchdown now at 17-10. So from a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a 1-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
To the field goal. Here comes Sanders to kick it away. This fielded right at the goal line. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. Now the Buccaneers offense gets ready to head back onto the field. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. They start the drive with White. Well, not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
From the 24 now, here's 2nd and 9. They keep it on the ground. White again. Nowhere to go that time. Might have got the yard up to the 25. Not the start to the drive they were looking for. That run doesn't do much at all.
No, not at all. That leaves you with 3rd and long. And you know, this is the time of game where these drives really, really start to matter. They got to make some moves.
The Bucs on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Mayfield down. This is Clint Evans. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. 21 yards there on 3rd down.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Left side here, that's complete to Godwin. Will go down as a gain of 6, and it's 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Now a second down throw for Mayfield. Right back to Chris Godwin. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 28. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
Well, certainly as a fan, you get a little bit nervous when you see him make those kind of throws. But they work on that in practice more than we know. And most of them now know their limits and know what they can get away with. And there's a completion right there.
A first down throw for Mayfield. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Mayfield. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They send him back at the 33-yard line. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a defensive player of the year at the other, and they just locked people down.
Well, he hit the tip, but he did not get there. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we got a one-score game. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. And they've got a fourth down now in a game that, to be honest, has been pretty much everything we could have asked for. Fourth down, 10 yards to go. Desperation time. Mayfield on fourth down. As he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. They had to go through with such little time remaining, and the Dolphins defense is able to hold. Well, they were looking for a clutch play there on fourth, unable to come up with it.
How about that defense, though, huh? How about that D?
Momentum swing.
And, you know, I remember playing how much fourth downs were emphasized, you know, because, as you said, it's a momentum play. It's also a big test for you. You know, if people are going to go for it on fourth down, they believe you're not up to the challenge. You want to show them differently.
We got to have two hands on the football here as they run on first down. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. Another run on second down, trying to cover up. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On third down, here comes Mostert. And he will not get there as they stop him short right around the 34-yard line. The Bucs forced to use their third and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The Dolphins will send out the punter now as he'll kick it away for the second time. This is taken at the 23. Well, most return that time gets 12 yards back. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. So Mayfield and the Bucs trailing 17-10. A minute 36 to go. They need a touchdown and the PAT to tie it as they come up 1st and 10. Now Mayfield. And that one nearly intercepted. That would have sealed it. Instead, it'll be second down. And these corners, I tell you, they've done excellent work all game long.
They remind me of guys in the past who just said, hey, throw it out here 100 times. Nothing good is going to happen. And if you throw it in the wrong place, I'll take it the other way.
Mayfield to throw. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. Working the sideline there. Good route, good catch. First down, and he gets out of bounds.
Yeah, you have to like the play calling because you have to run some guys down the middle of the field to draw some of the defenders away. They can't just let them guard the sideline exclusively. That's how it's going to work. Sidelines and then completions to use the clock.
Mayfield. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. He's got it at the 15.
Yes, down by a touchdown. They needed a big play here quickly, and they got one. And now, plenty of time. No need to panic, but you do need to move quickly.
Final minute. No timeouts at their disposal. Here's 1st and 10. He's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute.
And while it appears the heavy lifting was accomplished by scoring the touchdown, they're still down 1. That extra point is not a gimme.
McLaughlin for the extra point. And no sweat, he puts it through, and we are tied here in the 4th. Just a 4-play drive that time. And the touchdown and PAT mean we are tied here in the final minute of play. This one, all we could have asked for. All tied, final minute as the kick's away here. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Miami's offense set and ready to go. Well, partner, here it is. They've got the chance to win the game. You'd have to think they need to get it near the opposite 40 to have a chance to kick a game-winning field goal. We'll see what they can do.
And you're right about that, because if we look at it in macro, that's what it looks like. But I think in micro, the head coach has already asked the special teams coach, what is he feeling? What does he think? Where does he want the football? What's the yard line we have to get? And he's already relayed that to his quarterback and his offense. They know what the goal is. Now the key, can they get there?
Now Tua. That swung out to Mostert. They'll come up now. 2nd and 9. Tua. He's got to complete to Waddle. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. He's been a busy man here in this one, and they're showing off some nice footwork to stay in bounds.
And with those types of catches and the volume that we've seen in this game, wouldn't you keep him busy as well?
I would.
Of course. You got to keep throwing it to him. He keeps making plays.
Throwing Tua. Now a give to Mostert rolling right. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Final whistle blows, and we need some extra time here to decide who will be the victor.
60 minutes, just not enough some days to decide who's going to win the game.
And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
So it's the Dolphins who are going to get the football first here as we are back underway now in overtime. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. So now here come the Dolphins. And everyone knows the OT rules, Charles, but pretty simple formula. They go down and get a field goal, we continue play, but if they can find the end zone on this possession, ball game over.
And as meticulously as all teams plan for a game, I don't doubt for a second on that offense coordinator's play sheet, he's got some overtime plays that he wants to run. I know it sounds crazy, but they plan for everything. 1st and 10 all the way throughout the game, 2nd and 7, whatever. Right now, he's looking at that play sheet saying, if we get to overtime, what can we go get the defense in?
He's out of bounds, right around the 34. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down. Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. Well, they said it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes.
2 yards on the pickup there, and that'll make it 2nd down. A little dinking and dunking that they're doing. At some point, is it appropriate to maybe take a shot?
It is, if you feel good about it. But otherwise, you do what a coach told me a long time ago. Take what they give you, but make them tackle. In other words, get it to one of your guys in space. If he makes someone miss, that could turn into the big play you're looking for.
Meanwhile, to his throw, Tampa's receiver here. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 44-yard line. A good pickup there, 20 yards. A good start for him under center here in overtime, now 3 of 3.
Now this is where you have to know who you have playing quarterback. You've got a confident thrower right now, someone who's taking care of the ball, but not being timid as well, and is moving the team downfield. That opens up your playbook and allows you to dial up some big shots if you want them.
Tua now on first down. Well, the pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. The safety blitz turns out to be a great call defensively as they sack him for a loss of 9. But defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one, weren't able to do so.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6.
Even keeping the back in for extra protection on 3rd down, they still couldn't prevent the sack. Now it's 4th and long thanks to a terrific individual effort on defense.
The Dolphins will send out the punter now. On for a very important punt here in overtime. This is taken at the 18. 39-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. Well, their defense did the job, got off the field without giving up any points. And now, Charles, all they need here is a field goal, and they get the victory.
Yeah, and this is the way I love overtime. I'm one of those really old school guys. They're like sudden death right from the beginning. Well, we've got it now because any points wins the game. On defense, get a safety, a pick six, fumble return, you can win it as well. So I'm really looking forward to this series and see how both sides play.
And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 102 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. They stay on the ground with White. And he's across midfield and into Miami territory. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. They've had some success here in overtime of this opening drive running the football. Right back to that well.
And why not? When you have that kind of success, make them stop you. And until they do, keep going back to that well you just spoke about. I think there's more water there available to them.
Well, the jet sweep. This is Godwin. And Godwin going to have a Bucs first down as he'll take this down to the 44-yard line. Well, we've seen running backs in today's NFL get involved in the passing game. Maybe it's about time more receivers like that get involved in the running game.
And that is something we are seeing more and more in this league. No question about it. That wasn't the biggest of gains, but it was enough to get them a first down. And it continues to test the defense. They have to think on every play about who might end up with the ball.
He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. A lot of efficiency here on this drive. Heck, this may be their best drive of the game.
If they'd moved it like this throughout the entire game, we probably wouldn't be here in overtime. But right now, what you just said was the key word, efficiency. Taking care of the ball, move it downfield, get themselves in a position to score and win this game.
Play action now. Here's Mayfield. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Ahead of the chains now, 2nd and 2. Mayfield. This will be caught. It's a touchdown. An absolute stunned silence here as they have come in and stolen this one in overtime. As the fans exit back out through the turnstiles, not happy looks on their faces. Feel like they probably let this one slip away at home in overtime.
I would agree with that, and their unhappiness hurts the guys at the concession stands on the way out, right? Not stopping to buy something for the kids. They just want to get home. But what a dramatic way to finish this bad boy off. I mean, this game was dramatic all the way through. That's why we got to overtime. And then to go ahead and finish it this way, the fans streaming out unhappy. But the team that came in here and won this one on the road, they sprinted to their locker room.
And speaking of buying things, dinner on you tonight, Davis.
I kind of figured that was coming.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, and this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com.